Okay, solving ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So today we're going to factor and then we're going to solve these trinomials. This is something that can be it's just one step farther than what we've been doing. So for example, if I have, here we're going to come up with our own today, x squared minus 4x minus 21. If I said to, and then it's equal to 0. Okay, step number 1. Make sure quadratic, which is that, x squared minus 4x minus 21, is set equal to 0. Make sure quadratic or the trinomial is set equal to 0. Make sure quadratic is set equal to 0, or the trinomial is set equal to 0. Step 2. Factor quadratic. Mathematicus. Factor the quadratic. So let's factor x squared minus 4x minus 21. Factor it for me. What are two numbers that multiply together to be negative 21 and add together to be negative 4? Negative 7 and 3, right? And we're still going to have the equal 0 over here. There, in case you didn't know, we got this. We get that, right? So on and so forth. Okay. Step 3. So now we've done to right there, right? You guys should all be able to get to step 2. We've done it now for 2 days. This is day number 3. We're just factoring the quadratic or the trinomial. Now we're going to solve it. How many answers are we going to have? 2, right? Set each parenthesis set equal to 0. Set each parenthesis set equal to 0. So for example, you have x minus 7 equals 0 and x plus 3 equals 0. Step 4, solve for variable. So we have x minus 7 equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0. You're going to add 7 over here to get x equals 7. We're going to subtract 3 over here to get x equals negative 3. And there's your 2 answers. All right, a couple housekeeping items. So step number 1, you have to make sure it's set equal to 0. There is going to be problems that you're going to have them kind of ugly and they're not all immediately set equal to 0 like this problem, where you're going to have stuff on both sides. We're going to do one next. You have to make sure you get it set equal to 0. My word of caution to you is that when you are getting it set equal to 0, I would never make the x squared negative. Making the x squared negative makes a problem that should be pretty easy into an extremely difficult problem. So when you guys start moving stuff across the equal sign, here in a second, do not make the x squared negative. If you make the x squared negative, it's going to make the problem extremely difficult. Okay? Not extremely. It'll make it more difficult. All right. Let's do one that we actually have to see it. Kind of weird. So y squared plus y equals 20. Nope, I'm doing it. Okay. What do we want to do first? We have to get a set equal to what? 0. So how do I do that here? I got to move this 20 over to the other side. So how would I do it? Yep. We're going to subtract 20 to both sides. So we're going to get y squared plus y squared plus y minus 20 equals 0. Does that make sense? So in order to factor these, you have to get them set equal to 0. If they are not set equal to 0, you cannot factor them. Okay, at this point, we're going to factor the trinomial. Right, negative 20 out here because that's C. Two numbers that multiply together to be negative 20 and add together to be 1. 5 and negative 4. So we're going to have y plus 5, y minus 4 equals 0. You're going to set both set of parentheses equal to 0. And then you're going to solve them both. Subtract 5, y equals negative 5, add 4. Y equals 4, and there's your solutions. Questions so far? Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to do a couple more and then we'll get you going on your homework. If we have this, n squared minus 120 equals 7n. All right, what do we have to get it set equal to? 0. So we got to move that 7n. So how do I move that 7n over? Yep, I'm going to subtract 7n to both sides. Now this is what I wanted to do this problem. This is not how you're going to write it. Why do I not want to write it like that? Yep, it's not an ABC. This is A, C, B, right? B is always next to the single variable. C is always alone. So we have to get it in the right form. So when we bring the 7n over, we need to put it where it rightfully goes. This one's going to be fun. Negative 120. Two numbers that multiply together to be negative 120, add together to be 7. How about 40 and 3? Nope. How about 30 and 4? Nope. How about 60 and 2? No. How about 20 and 6? Nope. How about 15? Isn't it 15 and 8? So 15 and 8. Which one's negative? 15. Yep. So we're going to have n minus 15, n plus 8 equals 0. At this point, we're going to set them both equal to 0. And we're going to solve them both to get n equals 15 and n equals negative 8. real quick on Alex. Now your homework will differ. I'm thinking it's going to look a tiny bit different. I'm going to open it up right now and just see. Any questions so far, I guess? Okay, so the main goal is just to get a set equal to 0, and then when you get a set equal to 0, to put it in the right form. It's very important it's in the right form. If it's not in the right form, you're going to factor it incorrectly. Now, give me just a sec. Let me just go through a few of these. It looks like all of them on your homework are going to have them first set equal to 0 from the very beginning. So all the ones on the homework are going to have them set equal to 0. So here, you're going to try one on your own right now. Here you go. X squared plus 10x plus 9 equals 0. Solve it. Why is it doing that? There we go. Somebody's phone's going crazy. Everyone hear it? It's fun to hear. Okay. What are two numbers that multiply together to be 9 and add together to be 10? I hope everyone got that. That one's an extremely easy one, right? So you get to there. After you factor it, then you set them both equal to 0, and you solve. And there's your two solutions. Who got that one right? Raise your hand. Okay. Listen, today, on your homework, I want to, so today you're going to have these. You're going to have 5 problems. 5 problems you have to factor and solve. And then you're going to have 5 problems where all you have to do is just factor. How do I know when I have to solve and when I just have to factor? Does anyone know? What's the key to let me know I have to solve? Not necessarily that. Why? How do I know which problems I'm going to solve? When there's an equal sign. If there's ever an equal sign, you have to solve them. If there's not an equal sign, you just factor them. Okay, go for it. What the heck?
It's 10 questions, not 5.
I said 5 you're gonna have to factor and solve, and 5 you're just gonna have to factor. Open your ears.
I just heard 5.
Okay, dog.